Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Star Shadow Plays. I'm host Rob, aka Star Shadow, and we're continuing on with our San Marino challenge here in FM21. This series finale, at least, of this San Marino challenge, which take the tiny microstate of San Marino all the way from the bottom of the FIFA rankings, all the way to number 1, simultaneously take a club based in San Marino all the way to Champions League glory, something we've done multiple times in a setup that, quite frankly, it was always going to get it done. So we took over a club called San Marino Calcio. Plays in the lower divisions of Italy. You can find them in lower divisions of Italy databases and later FMs, I'm sure. They had gone defunct in 2019 and I believe were refounded in 2021, so definitely should be around for your using pleasure, I guess. Anyway, in this universe and for this setup, because I don't have a lot of time, we set it up so that we pimped out the youth intakes, pumped a ton of money into the club to see if the challenge is possible. Club side, I was pretty confident still that anyone could really do it. But I was wondering if we had a best case scenario here with the pimped out youth intake, full on top level youth facilities and coaching and all of that. And if that would be enough to get this small tiny nation all the way to all the way towards the number 1 ranking here. So we're gonna do this one final match because a lot of stuff we'll talk about it after the match, but I figured for a final match that we're gonna do here, we're gonna bookend our Nation League, or at least our management of the national team here, by playing the first team that I managed against as the San Marino manager, which was Estonia at home. They beat us in that first match for us in Nations League D, and so for this final match of the series, we are welcoming Estonia back to San Marino in a friendly, just to show them how far we have progressed. And for everyone here, we have progressed up to number 56, which is quite good. So we were down here when we faced Estonia way back when, and you see we've gone a big improvement. So we've gone up 141 spots since I took over, and of course we were even lower before that. So we've done pretty good. Coming off a couple wins here, we had a Euro qualifier win over Lithuania, 5-0, blew them out pretty good. That was always expected. Then a 2-0 win over a pretty solid Ecuador team that is ranked pretty similarly to what we were. And so then this final match against Estonia, who is 167th in the world. So as you can see from the teams, they're nothing too special, or not special at all. So this should be a pretty straightforward match for us. In that vein, we're actually bringing in a few backups and such to kind of play. Should be easy enough anyway, but just kind of rotating the team a little bit, get some players some experience. The striking crew here is going to be the second team striking crew. We'll throw them out there. The big change is going to be Nicola Belliccioni coming in to play in the attacking central midfield spot. Normally that'd be Mattia Giardi. We're going to give him a little rest after the 2 matches he played pretty well. He'll be ready off the bench. So it's going to be getting captain number 12. That's pretty good, actually. Giuseppe Tome is going to get a chance on the bench here, or going to sit the bench here. I wanted to get Mattia Giatti a chance. Who's a good player playing at Inter right now, so gotta be decent, and he's not bad at all. So I want to get him a chance to play. Mattia Rossi back in the team. Giacomo Berardi is gonna play in the left wing back spot. This is a player who's been playing with us for, I think he had to have been there in my initial match. He might have been there in the lineup actually. Now I'm curious. We go all the way back to 2025, is it? No. This one, 2026. So here's the match I was talking about. This is my first match here. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to see it, am I? That sucks. You might have been here for it as like a 16-year-old. He's been around a long time, even though he's only 25. That's why he's got 62 caps at 25. But he has been passed a long time ago, but still making the team because he's not terrible. Well, I mean, he's not great in the back, but he's a left footer. He can also play the left wing back spot. So the versatility is what we use him for. So since Lance Ramos is on 45 minutes, I figure we'll throw Baradier through from the beginning and then throw Lance Ramos on. He played terrible anyway that last match anyway, so it's not like we are super excited about this, about Ramos right now. He's played basically 2 full matches before this, so he can get a rest. Cicchetti, I was actually gonna throw on either Mayani or Gualandi, but Cicchetti's been playing so well, I think I will let him go for this one. Chachi's gonna come back in. We'll play our captain still, and our young defender Roberto Canini is gonna get another opportunity. He needs the experience, so he got a goal, his first goal for the national team in the last one, so here's his reward. He's gonna go out there and get a chance to play. Let's get into it. Let's play this match. Excited to show these guys, and of course, since we're taking it back old school, we're bringing back a little bit of the pistol pack from T-Pain, which we were playing a lot of in the very beginning of the series. So I think it's fitting that we bring that back too. So we hear some sick beats in the background. It's courtesy of T-Pain and the pistol pack. You can go check that out. Nicola Fiorini, of course, is not a very good jumper. It's only 5'8", so, but he's a good passer, good dribbler, so we want him to drop, get the ball in space and run, and be ready to pass or whatever he needs to do. And we haven't had to do this in a while, but Berardi is not exactly the kind of player that we want going forward, so we will flop sides here. Because we want our box-to-box to cover more this side. We do not want to play down the left, we want to play down the right. Yeah, okay, I think we should be pretty good here. This should work for us. So let's see what we got. Like I said, this should be a celebration, but I don't know, sometimes the team decides not to show up. So let's take a look at what Estonia is bringing to us. Kielen, he is not good. Sander Artunin, yeah, that sounds about right. He is not good either, quite frankly. He's probably the best player though, unfortunately. So someone like this sucks. But they're gonna try and play our style formation. Ooh, this guy is not good. I can see why he's a free agent right now. Ooh, is that Sheffield Wednesday? Why? He must be in some of the lower divisions there if that's what they're playing as a regular starter. Wow, both those guys are either footed, huh? Oh, that guy's not good. He can't jump. He's in Mexico? That's interesting. Never gets me to see an Estonian in Mexico, but okay. I like that kind of stuff though. I think that's cool. Experienced center back, like technically not terrible, but yeah, that's not good. He's old. He's be going to MLS. Okay. And their keeper sucks. Okay, he's playing in MLS. He's their first choice in MLS. Interesting. All right, so we somehow conspire to lose to this team. We're gonna be real mad. We're favorite should be winning this comfortably. Okay, we got one person who was happy about that, but oh well. There's been something of inquest at Estonia following a 6-1 defeat against Bosnia and Herzegovina in their last game. Surely this is the perfect time to play them. Maybe they'll have some kind of reaction or something, you know. Can't overlook them. San Marino are unbeaten in 3 matches against Estonia. How much of an edge does this give your team? Well, I'm sure there's other things that they're more worried about than that, such as the fact that we're actually decent. So let's do it. See if we can get some good football. We'll start out balanced, and we'll probably take it up pretty quickly, because I can't imagine that they're going to put up any kind of resistance. Carboni got slashing through. Nice. Oh, okay. A little bit of a dive probably there. I can't imagine that anything happened there. Oh, keeper actually made a save. Not bad. Okay. Okay, what's going on there? This is like county of errors. Somehow I've not got in. This is pretty bad. How we haven't scored yet, I don't know. Even though we're only 2.5 minutes in, it seems like we should have already scored. Oh, right at him. Okay. That kind of caught him by surprise, look like. I mean, at least we're on top like we should be here. Yeah, first time. Yep. Nice. That's his first 2, isn't it? 25-yarder volley. Yep, that's his first 2 for the nation. That's cool. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was some class. I was hoping for that as soon as I seen the punch. Oh, Aluigi. That a boy. That's actually a not uncommon thing to see out of the wingbacks in my formations here, is especially for some reason the right side. I guess just playing as the regular wingback, they like to come into the box and hit that exact shot. I see it more at the club side than at the national side, but because our left side is our attacking side, and they get real deep and get into the box and everything. It's totally different kind of attacking. They're normally scoring from like right here, but the right wingbacks for me are scoring from like right here when they score. All right, good. Like, I was good. Are we gonna see them break? All right, let's take it up then. Let's take it up. Funny enough, our strikers are not involved at all. Apparently, we are not playing with any strikers right now. They're not doing much of anything. That's a opportunity by center back. They had a midfielder hit a wonderful volley. Wing back score from corner of the area. But not really anything from the strikers. You have to see midfielders taking shots all over the place. Okay, now he's on the counter. Let's see what we can do. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, I figured that would. Well, I got out. I kind of did the job. Oh, what's going on there? Who's he winning that against? Winning that against Canini? Yeah, okay. But does he out-jump him? It's pretty close. But strength though? Canini out-strengths him too. Interesting. That's an interesting matchup that Canini lost there. Interesting. No complacency. We have some complacency already. So we'll see. We got 6 subs. This official friendly. So we'll be able to start making them pretty soon. Got players playing pretty well, so I'm not too worried yet. But like Carboni's not playing very well. Been pretty much invisible. So we'll bring in someone to actually actually wants to score. I appreciate you just giving the ball back. That's much appreciated. Oh wait, he got involved there. Actually, you know what we could do? We could go to the more attacking version of our formation. Pelliccioni actually should be able to play in that position. That could be pretty good. That might be worth it. Ooh, that's an ugly shot. I think we're gonna do that actually. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, he's not as good at it, but he can do it. So we will bring Fifty over here, Rusty here. Okay, Carboni's kind of getting into it a little bit. We'll see. We'll give him a few more minutes, and then we'll start making a change if he's not getting into it anymore. Good. He is kind of getting into it a little bit more. Fiorini's kind of falling off here. Bring in Giardi. Plays the complete forward. Look at that. He's very, very highly rated as a complete forward, apparently. All right. We consider what else we want to do. Look at that. Oh, Carboni. Oh, come on, man. But this is why I decided to keep him in, because he's starting to get involved. Fiorni was dropping more out of sight a little bit there, so. The formation change seems to have helped Carboni. Good ball. Oh, I thought you were gonna hit it right there, and you didn't. Oh. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting to hit it right there. Oh, wow. Oh, Alois, you looking for another one? Okay, you got to get a touch tired. Let's get an excuse to bring in Fabrizio Baldacci. I want to bring him out. I'm just trying to decide who to play as the box. Probably Pelliccioni. But Baldacci can play here too, so that should be good. He's got pretty good finishing, actually. So Baldacci's 18, getting a chance here. And Berardi. Actually, what we'll do. Pelliccioni right-footed, right? No, he's actually Pelliccioni's left-footed. I'm gonna do something a little crazy here then. Luigi gonna play. We're gonna bring in Lance Ramos now. See if we can get him going a little bit. I think. Playing on the left now. Let's play Pelotoni as a deep liar now. He's got the passing. He's not the good a tackler or marking, but this would free up Rosti. Rosti loves this position. Go. I wouldn't normally play Pelotoni as a deep line playmaker because he's just not as good of a defender. Oh, there's Carboni. There we go. What a cross tee by Ramos, instantly coming in and redeeming himself, which is good. Okay. He's offside. Okay, I was gonna say that's not a chance we should be giving up there. Right, Alave just had a good game. Let's bring in Diego Berardi. Anxious? Don't be anxious. Take a chance. Take a chance. Might be the last change we make here. Oh, there we go. See, that's Rosti coming in. Box to box, giving him license to go forward. Really loves playing that. But for those that haven't seen it, our now new starter as the Khalid wingback is Gabriele Ugolini. He got hurt against Lithuania, so he's not available. He's blown up, especially over the course of this last season in the club. So yeah, he's taken over that position as our starting wingback on the left, the attacker. He is a very good wingback, but he's hurt right now. All right, no complacency. No one played particularly terribly, so we're all good there. Wonderful. Let's see if there's anything they got to say here. Right. Stroll to success. Yep, 4-0. Makes sense. Yep. Oh, is that from? Yeah. It's a player we sold. Scottish player, pretty good actually. It ended up being pretty good, but we didn't sell him for very much either. 13 million. Could be up to 18, which is for this guy, which is about 10 million pounds maybe. He's worth a lot more. Did we get a sell on clause? I don't remember. But yeah, he's actually turned out to be pretty decent, so I'm happy for him. He wasn't gonna make it here, so good job there. Newman against Algeria there. 4 goals, nice. This is a guy who's probably not going to play for us at all at the club side. Picked him up on a free to sell, basically. Not bad. Of course, someone we're really hopeful for here, Edgaras and Mikalauskis, who I would have seen again in the Lithuania match. Why we're excited is possible 5-star potential here. As a Lithuania, I think that would be awesome to see. Luigi, yep. All right, cool. So as I was saying, we are not going to be continuing on, at least that's not the plan. I mean, maybe we might come back to it at some point, but one of the reasons is that the game is running super slowly, even though I've taken leagues off and moved some off of view only to just off, and some that were running to view only, but it is running really slow. So it takes basically an hour to sim from a match to match, and so it is taking up a ton of time, and so I can't imagine actually even simming it forward a few years, just how long that would take. And we've run into some other issues as well, but the main thing is just that it's just so long to sim that it takes forever for me to get through it at this point. And yeah, it is just a pain. We've also have a weird schedule issue that's been throughout the entire save that we didn't really discover until we made it into the Champions League, and that internationals overlap with our Champions League matches, so that's a problem that is not fun to deal with. It can lead to some really strange matchups where teams are playing a bunch of backups because their star players are on international duty, and yeah, it's just no fun. And since I'm not using the editor, I actually checked the editor off. I don't have the editor in the first place, so I checked that option off. So we can't like fix anything that comes up weird. So you know, with all the problems that just have been happening, it's like it's time now to move on from the save. Maybe I'll come back at some point and play a little bit, but right now it's just I could go on, but it would just take forever to make any more progress, quite frankly, so it's kind of not worth it. So it might be more fun for me at this point to move on and try and see in the next FM, where we're in FM23 right now, and at that time maybe I'll test out a little bit, see how that goes, and maybe the next version of this, which will be slightly different, and see how that runs. If it runs okay, I know there's been some complaints about FM23, so I'm kind of on the fence about it. Maybe wait until 24, but we'll kind of see. I'll have to run some tests, so there'll be a break between our FM content as I try to figure out what we want to do for it. Especially because the main thing that is affecting my judgment on FM23 is the development of prospects, because that's going to be very important for a San Marino challenge. So if that's not working correctly, then that's just not going to work for us. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. If like I said, I'll run some tests, I think, on 23, see how it runs, if we run into any problems there, and then kind of make a judgment in a few months whether we will run FM23 probably for a few years, like this one we've run for basically almost 2 years now. Yeah, because I started in March, or did I start in April of 2021? Yeah, so, and it's February now in 2023, so it's pretty close to a full 2 years. So that's what I would do for the next one too, at least. And if it's running really well and fun and everything, then we'll run it longer. We'll see how it goes until we can get a little bit closer. But in the end, how do I feel about how it's gone here, and if we can make it? I think right now what we've found is that youth intakes at clubs, if you can get a club up, is more important than youth rating. So youth rating for a nation doesn't affect like your top end, doesn't affect really anything. What it seems to affect is the bottom level of your youth intakes. So like we get some terrible players at the bottom, but most of our players are maybe not all Serie A level, but solid Serie B, which is not bad especially for a team of our. Well, I guess we would expect a little bit higher if the youth rating was higher, because our club is the most reputable right now in the world. I guess you would probably expect us to pump out more world-class players than what we do. So I guess the youth rating must affect that. I haven't quite thought about it as much, so I've kind of speaking about it just off the top of my head here as I go over what I know of what we've gotten. Because you would think that, especially with our rating and facilities and training and coaching being all at 20, that we would be on par with like a Barcelona kind of youth intake, which I don't think we're quite as good as that. We're not getting world-class players, I don't think. Of course, that would help if we had the editor and we can look at PAs to see how that's progressing. During our time here, we've had, I would say, maybe 3 world-class players come through. 2, well, let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 2 of which are not playing for us, they're playing for Italy. But I would say currently world-class players would be Ugolini is on track to be world-class. He's not world-class yet, but especially with the potential rating of 5 stars, that means he would be a world-class player. He's pretty close. I think like I said, I think he's on track to be one. So I would count him. The other 2 play for Italy. One is definitely world class. This is easiest because I'm go here. I know they plays for these guys. Oops, I want to see the squad. Find it. That's fine. So I would say Alessandro Mancini is world class. He's the one that's kind of on the fence here. I mean, just judging from the way he plays. I mean, part of it comes through the system, but he is got to be the best left wing back in the world at this point. I mean, assists and everything. It's just, he's really good. He came through our first youth intake. So this was, he's been with us since the very beginning and got into the first team pretty much, because he couldn't when he came in through the youth intake. So yeah, almost from the start. So his first season in the senior side would be this one. He played a couple matches below, so he stepped in, got 24 in Serie C. Now he would have been, I think, 16 at this point. So yeah, I would classify him as world class. But the no doubter is Nicola Moldini, who actually won the Ballon d'Or, the legendary striker. He is 100% world class. His PA's got to be like 180 or something, or 180 or higher. He's really good, and he came through our second youth intake. He basically came in and stepped in as soon as he could play for the senior team. He had to play down here in the B team his first season because we couldn't register him. So he just absolutely destroyed there, and then stepped into the first team and was killing it. I mean, he only scored 9 somehow in Serie C, but then B 19, and then his only season with us in the top flight, he had 16 and 19 appearances. He basically only played the first half of the season because he wouldn't re-sign a contract, which is why he ended up leaving for free, which is why he's a traitor. But 100% world-class player here, no doubt. Like I said, second youth intake. So yeah, it's we don't produce the amount of world-class players, so I guess maybe the youth rating does affect it more, because we would have more if it had nothing to do with youth rating at all. So I guess it kind of brings your range down a little bit. So yeah, I'd have to see more stats on exactly what the top youth academies are bringing through, especially I wonder at like lower levels too, some of those top academies, and see what kind of PA ranges that they actually bring through, and see how ours would seem. But you definitely get a lot more solid players at having that top tier. So I guess probably if you're looking for something like this, you got to raise a couple of clubs up so to have enough players to really get a chance to really push towards the top. Because I'm not sure that we could reach the top with just one. I mean, we got another couple of golden generations, maybe. Especially now that we could probably keep players, I think now, because we're starting to make a name and we're still progressing up. I think I've said this repeatedly. I think we're at least a top 30 team, but it still hasn't caught up to us a little bit here. We have like players coming too that could be really good that we don't know yet. Like 15-year-old here, Pietro Berardi, possible 5-star. I mean, we never know with players this young, but he's already pretty decent. So you have to think that he could be pretty decent. He's 15. So someone that we would be keeping an eye on. But that's a good start. Federico Machina is 20. Yeah, I thought he was 18. Is 20. He is someone that we're looking towards as well. He needs to go out on loan and next season and play a lot and in a top flight and see what he can do. See if he's gonna blow up, because that would be cool. I would like to have another San Marinese big striker, but he hasn't stepped up like Monaldini. He's not a Monaldini who was better at 20 than he is, or was better at 18 than he is at 20. So Gasparoni, where's his report? The model citizen, at least. This is, I don't like these comparisons unless they are at the club side, because I don't think he's 5-star, but a model citizen at least. Angelini, there we go, 4-star. That looks more like what we're expecting. So like we got a ton of strikers that are decent and trying to be decent. This kind of playing as left wing back, kind of caught in between as a winger for us. Kind of like a lottery ticket, I guess. Talk about Ugolini, Carboni, Ariel Farias. Quite frankly, another one who's seemingly has a ton of potential in the middle. So we'll see how that goes. It's like, so you know, if these guys were to pan out at 5-star and be world class, then we could see some good stuff. We are still needing defenders though. Our defense is not too good. I mean, Canini might be the best. He's like not the greatest. Luis Williams, another one of 2 stars. Wrong guy. It's this guy, Semprini. Another one who's 4.5 stars, I guess. Real short, 5-1. That's a chance. Dolcini, another midfielder. So it's like we produce strikers and midfielders mostly. But that's, you know, lottery tickets, and Safarani, promising. We'll see. A lot of these guys are developing in the C squad. See, Pelliccioni is 5-star here, but he's only 3.5 for the club, which is more of an accurate idea there. Gatti, we've seen. Benucci, that's, yeah, he doesn't look that pretty good. Tome, who, as you can see, kind of dropped a bit here. We were hoping that he would be real good, and he's still good. This is a player that's going to be a good, solid mainstay in the midfield for a while. So, you know, that kind of players. There's some of the stuff that we've been expecting. Tommaso Amici. He came in at 15 with the 5-star potential, so he's already dropped to 4 basically. So we shall see if that how that goes on. I mean, they kind of fluctuate. So where I kind of wish I had the editor kind of look at this stuff just to have an idea what's going on. Mattia Agarici is another one who's saying that, but it's not quite that. Can never find sometimes what I need. He's I think 3 to 4. He's still developing too, but he's not a good passer. 12 passing, 7 vision is not good. I don't know why I know zoology today. And so, like, as you can see, our big hope for center backs is Canini. Another Bachoki at 19. He might grow into it. Yeah, it's not looking too good for defenders. Mattia Battistini could be, maybe could be. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. 5 stars there. Wish that I could see it right there, but I can't. But I mean, there's a chance here. He could be pretty good. He's at 18, getting there. His marking sucks, but I don't know. We're trying. Guerra? Maybe. I don't know. Depends on how much developing that goes on. I mean, that's kind of our hopes there. And then, like, we got a couple more goalkeepers coming. Daniele Valentini, 17. He had, 4-star potential, which would be good. Yeah, that would be the best out of anyone on the roster, so that might work. Crescentini came in as a 5-star, but he's already dropped off to 3. He's not terrible though, so I mean, he could still develop. 19. So I mean, there's promising pieces. It would just, it'd be nice to have the editor and then do more to see kind of the stuff. I guess maybe I could do some other stuff to try and figure out PAs to kind of see things, but like I said, it's it's hard to play right now. But there, there's talent. The talent, even if it were to go best case scenario, we would definitely then have a chance to be top 10 or so. But that's not going to happen. That everything seems they give you very rosy ratings at first, and they start dropping. And they rarely go back up. Ugolini was one who kind of tried to drop down to like 3-4 stars and move back up to 4-5. So maybe, but yeah, it's a slog. So just one youth intake may not be enough. Maybe with the youth ratings that can move into later FMs now, maybe now that might be able to help, especially if you're to go longer, then you can get that one youth intake to improve and give, I guess, more chance at world-class players, because it's not quite high enough with the youth rating being so low, which makes sense since basically this has to be, national pool has to be basically every San Marinese citizen, male citizen between the ages of 15 and 30. I mean, that means everyone is playing football and everyone is capable of being like even a low professional. So I don't know about that. This is such a small country. I mean, it feels like that sometimes. It just feels like it has to be like the entire country's prime aged men right now. But yeah, so we've given it a good shot, and it's gone about as well as it could. Like I said, we found a nice formation that's helped and kept that consistent, played that in the club, and so we're able to work with players to fit our system. So like we have a bunch of wingers, because I actually screwed up our youth what the youth team coordinator, what the hell do they call him, or head of youth and development. You can see the formation that prefers is 5-2-3 wide, and I meant to have that as a 5-3-2 to match with what we wanted to play. So that's why we get a ton of wingers that we don't really really use, and we have to convert, which in the end kind of worked out, because then we were able to create some very strong attacking ones. So that helps. But yeah, maybe actually I can look this way and see squad. Yeah, that's Italian keeper. Farias there. Who was what we're looking at? Angelini, 4 stars actually. Amici, 4 stars. Yeah, so yeah, it's like I said, we're still developing depth is what is the other problem that we're having. We're not that deep, especially in the back lines. We're not that deep. We're starting to get deep at striker. Not quite there yet, but we have some of the players like Machina who are developing, could be an option. And then the midfield, you can see we have a bunch of midfielders coming, and so we've improved depth there, but not quite to the extent that a real good team would have. And then like our wingbacks still need some work. We have like one good option at each one, and then it's a little bit of a drop off from there. And if either of them get injured, then we're kind of in trouble. Then the keepers are okay. Maybe can play in like a mid-table team in the top 5 leagues, but not much better than that. So yeah, the back is porous, but even still, that would still get us into the top 30, I think. But we've done everything we can here, and kind of disappointed that we can go more. I would have liked to keep going, but now, like I said, we've learned a lot of lessons for the next one. Like I said, editor is going to be very important, making sure that actually test a little more before we start. The one thing that went wrong here was that I had tested for like a month before I started, and then the next update started, and with that was the database update, and so I actually used that update instead of using the previous one, which I had tested, and I think that's kind of what ran us into some of these problems that were avoidable. But yeah, so it's kind of sad to leave this save. I mean, I was having a ton of fun still playing with the club side, developing players. Scouting and developing players is the fun part for me. So we were just hunting down the best U18 players basically to bring in, and then developing and seeing how players go. So it's like, finding a player like Sebastian Jara, who we got in a free at 18, who's our longtime club captain at this point, which is really awesome. And just seeing how things go. I mean, it went on a guy like Chris Wakeham at a young age, and he developed and be world-class forward, and it's just fun. And then trying to bring in players from our youth intakes to play a little bit and be a part of the team, which at this point not a lot of them are able to step into a world-class team, but we still have a couple, and there may be a few more that may eventually find some joy in the first team, which is what we would like to see. So I mean, it's been hard to find a DLP, but we have a player that we were excited to try next, which would be Andrea La Montagna from Italy. I wanted to see how he would play, and just see how things go. So but like I said, it is time to move on. We'll have another squad that we'll love, and hopefully we'll have ironed out some of the things that we had here, and we will be able to maybe enjoy the next one for a lot longer. We'll see if it happens. I mean, if we try FM23 and it doesn't work out, maybe we'll end it earlier and then take what we learned from that one and move to the next one until we get one that we can play long term and see if we can actually do it. That would be really exciting, and who knows, maybe we'll get some more fans and such, and maybe we might be able to fund some fun stuff with these videos instead of having to watch it like a VOD. Maybe like cut things down and do stuff like that. But you know, one person and full-time job, got a family, I don't have time to really cut these down. I have time to film them. I'll put them out there and let you guys kind of skip through parts as you can. I think that's the easiest thing for me right now. So yeah, and that's how it'd probably be for a while, for a long time maybe. Yeah, I really do appreciate people who watched and commented and liked and everything on these videos, because it's fun to do these, and just excited that people actually watch these even a little bit and support. So thank you all, really do appreciate it. So if you are enjoying anything here, please like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff on this video or any of the other videos you watch or any videos in the future, because it makes it all worthwhile for me to keep doing it. It's you know, playing things that I like to play, so it's not anything out of my it's not making me unhappy to play things like this, and it gives me a chance to do some cool stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do if I were just kind of do it on my own. And yeah, and shout out to all the subscribers. I mean, close to like 60, which is mind-blowing to me. So much love and appreciation to all of you. Thank you. And there's links in the description of the video to the Twitch and the Twitter, so you can definitely check that stuff out. We stream other stuff on Twitch on the weekends. You can definitely check that's my multiplayer streams right now. So I play with some of my real life friends. We're playing like Platoon, and we're playing like Valheim right now, so do it on the weekends. And once other stuff gets going, we'll link to that as well, so you can check that stuff out if you like. It'll be different feels of things. So yeah, so once again, thank you. I just can't say that enough right now, so thank you. And of course, you have some other ideas or anything, feel free to leave those in the comments, and we will take that into consideration as we work forward and continue to try and create things that hopefully people will enjoy following. So thank you again. Hopefully you all are well, stay safe, stay good, stay healthy out there, and I will see everybody in the future. So bye bye for now.